Ethan had always been curious about the occult, not because he believed in it, but because he didn't. For him, it was just stories, whispers in old books, forgotten rituals meant to scare the weak-minded. One night, after too much whiskey and boredom, he found himself scrolling through an online forum. Hidden deep in a thread was a ritual described only as the Mark of Irwar, the Watcher in the Dark. The instructions were simple: a mirror, a drop of blood, and the courage to whisper a name no human tongue should know. Ethan laughed. He liked dares. He liked pushing boundaries. And so, sometime after midnight, with the rain scratching against his apartment window, he cut his finger, pressed it to the glass of the bathroom mirror, and whispered the name. At first, nothing. He smirked at his reflection, ready to mock his own stupidity when the lights flickered. And then his reflection smiled back at him, even though he hadn't moved. The grin was wide, unnatural, splitting too far across his face. His reflection leaned closer, lips moving, though no sound came. Ethan stumbled back. The air grew heavy, like invisible hands pressing down on his chest. A whisper slithered through the silence. "Ira has seen you." Ethan gasped, slamming the bathroom door shut. He laughed nervously, convincing himself it was exhaustion, alcohol, imagination. But when he returned the next morning, the mirror was cracked in the center right where his bloody fingerprint had been. For days, Ethan tried to ignore it. He worked, ate, slept, but the nightmares came. Dreams of a tall figure without a face, standing at the foot of his bed, its shadow stretching to the ceiling. Dreams of hands clawing through mirrors, trying to drag him inside. He told himself he didn't believe in demons. He told himself this was all in his head, until the mark appeared. A burn on his wrist, shaped like a twisted spiral, black as ash. He scrubbed it raw, but the mark didn't fade. In fact, it pulsed like a heartbeat beneath the skin, and every time it throbbed, he heard it, that same whisper, "Iruar watches." By the fourth night, Ethan was losing his mind. His apartment smelled of rot, though he cleaned obsessively. The walls seemed to breathe. Neighbors avoided his eyes in the hall, as if they sensed something clinging to him. He tried to fight back, salt around the doors, candles, prayers half remembered from childhood. But every flame he lit sputtered and died. Every mirror in the house cracked. Finally, in desperation, Ethan returned to the forum. Buried in the replies, one user had left a warning years ago. Do not speak his name. If you have, burn the mirror before the seventh night, and pray he has not already marked you. Ethan felt the blood drain from his face. He smashed the bathroom mirror, scattering shards across the tiles, then doused them in lighter fluid. The flames roared high, black smoke curling to the ceiling. For a moment, silence, relief. He thought maybe he had won. Then he saw it. In the largest shard of broken glass, his reflection was still there, smiling, moving on its own, and it whispered, louder this time, 7 nights. The mark is sealed. The final night came quickly. Ethan hadn't slept. His eyes were hollow, skin pale, breath ragged. The mark on his wrist spread, black veins crawling up his arm, across his chest, toward his heart. He locked himself in his apartment, clutching a kitchen knife like it could save him. At midnight, the lights died. The air turned cold, and from the bathroom, from the shattered mirror, he heard the sound of footsteps. They echoed slow, deliberate, though no one was there. The shadows on the walls stretched unnaturally long, twisting like fingers. Then he saw him, tall, faceless, skin like oil dripping from bone. The demon filled the room, though he didn't move. His presence crushed the air, crushed Ethan's lungs. "Your soul is mine," the voice thundered inside his skull. Ethan screamed and slashed wildly with the knife, but the blade bent like soft metal in the air, useless. His body was lifted from the ground by invisible claws. The black veins on his skin spread to his face, his eyes bleeding as they rolled back white. He tried to beg, but his mouth no longer belonged to him. It stretched into that same wide grin he'd first seen in the mirror. The last sound he heard before his heart exploded was his own voice, whispering not his words, but the demon's. "Iroar has taken me, and now he watches you." The body dropped to the floor, limp and lifeless. But the grin never faded. In the broken shards of glass, his reflection still twitched, smiling, waiting, watching,